Wait, I'm going to talk about this. Do you have perms to join my Discord room? Let me grab a water real quick, and then I'm going to chat a little bit about this. Hold on one sec. Wow, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. What's up, chat? Yeah, it's ZipZip. I should let me mute stream. Hey, just wanted to talk about that conversation. It was a lot of I just want to have a meta convo about some talking past each other. That was
Well, I don't think it
going
was
on there.
talking. I don't know how much of the audience can see. I don't get at this point. But like, she has a very passive aggressive way of answering things in a particular
Yep.
manner, but you know what the answer is, right? So like, for instance,
Yep.
I only pushed on one thing to make it really clear, I guess. It was her decision not to publish any source material, right? It was
Yeah,
her
so
decision
on
and
that point,
solely
so
her
I
decision.
wrote down what was going on because the talking past each other there, I think, was a little bit. It was a little bit talking past each other on that point.
No,
So
it absolutely
remember you were
wasn't.
talking about
It
like the
absolutely wasn't.
exclusivity.
She knew
No,
exactly.
a little bit.
No,
Yes,
she knew exactly what I was
She
asking,
knew.
but the way that she phrased it is, we made this decision not to do it. I wanted to protect my sources, so that, but it was,
Sure.
but the way that she had initially presented it was, well, in the past, we haven't published this and blah blah. She made it sound like it was kind of like Wired's call. I agreed with Wired to do this, but it was her decision, right, to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So but she got to dance around a little bit because what she was trying to talk about, and you kind of kept talking about when you were talking about like the contract, like the exclusivity contract or like clauses in exclusivity, that had nothing to do with the point you're making because like she kept saying like,
Oh, she was reading parts of her.
I couldn't
Yeah.
publish the sources. I couldn't publish the sources. Yeah,
Yeah,
if she
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to, she
Clever.
probably couldn't publish the sources just on Twitter. But that's not that wasn't your point. Your point was.
Yeah, but I called that out.
Like your point was, if you
When I
wanted
came
to put
back
it in the
later and I
article,
said explicitly,
put
I
the
was
sources
like,
in the article. Just update the article and put the sources in it. That's all it would have
yeah,
taken.
but I think I said that later when I said you're just reading me off the
kinda
exclusivity
did.
agreement that you had with the scoop. That's what she was reading off. Yeah.
Yeah, just on that particular thing, it was like a little back and forth for a minute, and nothing was in there. But I wrote down a bunch of stuff about it. So you were pushing back on like, oh, isn't Omidyar dark money? She was saying no, the thing. So like, what you were trying to say was, hey, it's the same tax structure. Isn't it the exact same thing? She was saying, well, even though it's the same tax structure, I know where my money's come from, which no one can prove, which was your point.
Yeah.
But also, she holds different standards for a journalistic entity than a political entity. That was her. She was kind of like saying it without saying it, but that's simply how
No,
it is.
yeah, no, but
She doesn't care about the tax
she
structure.
contradicted
She
herself
cares
later
about
on.
the-
She contradicted herself later on when she literally said, "I hold myself to a higher standard." But I think that's why I asked her, "Have you ever published any of your contracts with these?"
Yeah, a
things? And she
higher
said she
standard
hasn't.
journalistically, but not for the thing, for the actual structure of how she's getting paid. Which she said she's not getting paid either way, but she
Okay.
said she's not getting paid, but then she said she knows where her checks are coming from, so I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But
she was trying to play the fungible money game when it came to Omidyar or whatever, because you can argue that
Exactly.
they're not getting paid by any dark money group, which is true. But the part of the LLC or the 501c3, it might be the 501c3 that she's getting paid by, is being funded by the dark money
exactly,
part of
but
that hybrid
what
entity.
she was
Yeah.
trying to say was that's not happening. But if it was, this isn't a political thing, so it's not the same because when it's political, we want our political media to be transparent, and we should want transparent as it relates to political media. I'm not political. I'm not a Democrat, so that's not. So she was kind of dancing around there, but I think that maybe you're right that she holds herself to a higher standard. I think she was more talking journalistically or like concerning other things, but she does hold a different standard for how she should be paid versus how content creator and the influencer space would be. But that was also kind
Okay,
of
I don't agree with that at all. Like, she can say that it's not political, but the investigative journalists probably always like point in a certain direction. You know, the political thing is
100%.
the people you hire. So
And-
I could have
and you
pushed further
said
down there,
that,
but I think
but
she
she would
eventually
never- she wouldn't agree.
she only retreated to that point once I kept hammering the C3, C4 LLC point on the MADR network. Eventually she said, well, we're just not a
Exactly.
political entity, right? Yeah. But if I would have pushed harder on that,
She
she would
doesn't
have
wanna
jumped
say
to
it.
something else.
That's what she
right?
thinks.
Sure. Well,
No,
no, hold on, wait. To be clear, no. That's not what she thinks. Because if a similar entity was set up and it had 5 political content creators involved that were all like pro-Israel, she wouldn't allow that standard. She would say, I do want more transparency
Yeah,
into the
because those are
funding.
political.
No. I'm not saying they're writing it. Well, her investigative journalism, if you're going to use that standard for political, then her journalism is political. She's writing literally about a political group.
No, it's not. She's not a Democrat. She
Wait, you
doesn't
think
have a
wait,
political biase.
I can't tell if you're
That's what she
giving
means.
arguments that she would say, or that's not true, right? Everybody has
What I think she would say based on what she said.
I
in
don't
that
even think she would say something that silly. Everybody obviously has their political groups. Y'all vote, right? Or maybe are only
Yeah,
two
but
people that
she
vote.
tries not to write with. It doesn't affect her journalism.
Okay. I mean, she might say that, but then the other people could just say, well, that doesn't affect our journalism, right? But at the end of the day, she
Exactly.
would. Sure.
But she holds herself to a different standard because those people should should have to do that because they are political content creators, whereas she is a journalist, so she can be the unbiased whatever. Maybe
Sure.
maybe you're
Yeah,
right.
I think I just think at the end of the day, if the exact same structure existed that she's talking about for somebody else, I think she would attack that structure 100%. And I think she would
Yeah,
use the exact
maybe.
same argument she's using here. Yeah.
Maybe you're right. That was related to the point about you said it a few times, and she didn't really answer about it, but you said like it's a witch hunt or it's a hit piece. She's never gonna own that because it's negative and it sounds bad.
Of course.
But and you said like it is kind of a hit piece because at some point she would agree after quibbling over definitions, but it is because she does not like that that chorus does not obligate as policy or whatever disclosure. So even though they're not legally obligated to do it, they should have it as a policy. And she attacks the creators because the creators agree either implicitly or because they don't disclose despite being in it. She wouldn't have a problem. Well, maybe she would. But she wouldn't have a problem with a creator who does disclose that they got paid by Chorus if that existed, but it doesn't exactly exist. Now they are, but she wouldn't have had a problem with a particular creator who disclosed it
Wait, I don't know.
before
Wait,
her.
I'm sorry. Restate that. Or what are you saying?
So in her article, like you've called out, she calls out like creators like by name. Here's
Mm-hmm.
their platforms. And when you asked her about it, she said, "Oh, well, that wasn't like whatever. I just think people should know these things. People should be open because she thinks disclosure is necessary. So she thinks that Chorus should have disclosure as part of their policy, like reputable news outlets do, that they don't let people do these things. Um, that's the part of it that is a witch hunt. She thinks that that should happen, so she's going to make it happen by calling these people out for getting funding from Chorus. If one of those people had disclosed it, had been like the sole person who disclosed it way back when they first got funding, she probably wouldn't have an issue with that person.
Wait, but that's not true because she literally named two people who were publicly defending Chorus in the past or whatever. She
Yeah,
decided to put.
but they didn't say how much they were getting paid, right? Or she wouldn't say so. Maybe they did.
I don't even know if they were getting paid. I think she just mentioned there were two things. Um, Several influencers who doggedly defended Chorus throughout that controversy. This was a controversy in the past about whether or not this Spehar person's image had been used in some advertising deck. Several influencers defended Chorus throughout the controversy, including Elizabeth Booker Houston, a Democratic comedian and content creator on Instagram, and Ali O'Brien, a progressive creator with more than 600,000 followers on TikTok, were involved in membership talks for the highest paid tier in Chorus's new creator incubator program. So I don't
Okay,
think
then in
either
that
of
case,
those, they didn't even, they
she
didn't
would
even,
attack those people.
yeah,
She
but
included those names. She attacked those because the controversy was bad for Chorus, and she doesn't like the thing that Chorus did in that case. So they deserve it because they defended Chorus in a bad thing that Chorus did.
sure, wait, what are we disagreeing on right now? Or,
No, I don't think it's a disagreement. I think you agree. I think she's fine doing a hit piece on specific people.
yeah, I agree with that, of
It
course.
just
Yeah.
has to be people who are doing bad things. That's why she calls them out. It is a hit piece. It is a witch hunt. It's just
Well, sure. The
her,
bad thing here
who she thinks
is
is the witches is the, yeah.
sure, but I think the bad thing here is signing on to Chorus. It'd be harder for me to prove. I'd have to look at the totality to work, but it's probably also because it's a mainstream Democratic thing. I'd be shocked if she had made similar pieces or would write a similar investigative piece on like a
I agree.
like
I
the
wrote that
DSA
down.
or
She said,
whatever.
she mentioned at the end, no transparency about what percent of people are being pro-Palestine or abortion or whatever. Like,
Like that's
why
a
would
really
they have to
weird
be
thing to
transparent?
evaluate on
Yeah.
that particular thing, right?
And even that, what do you want Chorus to have? Like, hey, of all our creators, 50% of them are pro-Palestine, 50% of them are like, why should they have to do it? She mentioned neoliberal, um, and so she keeps doing this thing during the conversation where she says, well, we didn't say that they were making people say these things, or we didn't say that they were doing content restrictions about what they could or couldn't talk about.
Hmm.
But in the article, which he will defend, is that she said they could do it, or like in the contract, it
Yeah, we
doesn't say
danced
that they
around that
can
for a
do
little
that.
bit because I knew she was playing
Yep.
kind of a word game there, right? Well, they could do this, or I don't think they would do this. But then I kept asking, well, could they do this? And she's like, well, I haven't seen any evidence that they have done that, or like she kept,
We didn't say that they did.
mhm, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. So like that kind of gets me to like the one of the things that I realized like the whole conversation. She
Hmm.
doesn't care to defend her position, or rather like you kind of at points were like attacking the actual position about should disclosure have to happen or should you want these people to have to disclose, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
She wants to talk to you so she could defend her article, her journalism, not her position. So every time like you brought that up, she wanted to pivot back to like the article. People are attacking me for the article. We didn't say anything untrue. We didn't say anything untrue. So it's possible that nothing in the article is untrue. Well, you talked about like the funneling thing, which she says is, oh, it's just semantics, whatever. So, but for her is, and maybe you could agree, it is possible that everything in the article is true except for maybe the funneling thing. It's possible everything in the article is true, but even if what she's saying, so like if BTC or Deepak wanted to talk to Wired and like do anything, it's possible that they could never argue with the facts in the article because they're gonna say that, oh well, even if all the facts, even if you're right, it's still bad because you didn't want disclosure, you didn't whatever, you didn't obligate disclosure, and you should obligate disclosure. So either way, it's bad.
Sure, I understand, but I guess what's the meta conversation, I guess, is it's funny because streamers do the exact same thing. The whole point of language, the whole point of art, generally, is we're trying to communicate something to another person, right? If I say a thing and it's just being misinterpreted over and over and over again, then that's a failure to communicate. What we have here is a failure in communication, to quote Cool Hand Luke, right? And if every single person is communicating my message in a certain way, and then you look to me and I don't seem to care, then the implication, now for artists, you maybe can, in some exceptions, say, well, maybe there are some artists that actually don't care how anybody perceives their work, but for journalists,
yeah, definitely artists.
I think that the perception is paramount, right? You're writing to inform, hopefully, or to convey some fact or some story, and if nobody's getting that, then I think you would seek to edit, remedy, revise as much as possible so that people get that. So if everybody's interpreting a message in a certain way, and everybody's getting it, and then you don't seem to care much about it, then what that tells me is that the message has been received loud and clear. So what you're there to do is you're there to defend, you're there to defend like the diction and the syntax, but you don't care about the context or the semantics. Like imagine if I wrote an article on black crime, and on every single sentence, like the first letter was like, nighttime is one of the worst ways to spend in this neighborhood. Interestingly enough, blah, blah, and imagine that it's N-I-G, like it spells the N-word if you follow the first letter of every sentence. And then I bring her on, I'm like, don't you think a lot of people see this and it's like racist? And instead she wants to defend the truth matter of every single individual statement. Well, I mean, like she'd be correct, but like obviously that's not how people are reading it, right? Yeah.
I agree, but I think she, in some ways, she doesn't want people to read it those ways. In other ways, she doesn't care if they do, because she wants, like you pointed out at the end of the article, the only prescription, she said, oh, we didn't put a prescription, but you said, no, you did. It's that this shouldn't exist. Mm-hmm. And she kind of like answered in a weird way. She didn't like really say, yeah, but she probably would agree. She doesn't want this to exist.
Well, but like, but I think she does want people to take the reading.
Well, we didn't say that they were telling people to be pro-Israel or they were telling people not to talk about Israel. We didn't say that. But maybe she's going out and telling people not to say that. But
yeah, but if everybody is reading her article in the same way in this framing I'm saying, and then she sees that, that's how she wants them to read the article. No, I think that's an easy jump. No.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I agree with you that that's definitely what the article was trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, and succeeds amazingly at it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Like it feels like at some point this is like redoing the Jan 6 stuff, where that one guy, where it's like, okay, Trump called them all there. He said that the election was being stolen. He told them to fight like hell. So then they all went to the Capitol, and then there was a riot. They broke in and they delayed it. Was that a coincidence?
Yeah,
I was like, yep, I don't know why that happened. And it's like, well,
hey, it's the same thing. So for her, when you're like saying like, I'm trying to think. So when she's saying, oh, all these things, I can't remember what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
You say something. It'll come back to me.
Oh, okay. Destiny, how else would you lay out the facts of the article? Like, what would a good version of the article look like, given that all the facts are accurate? Well, it depends on what your goal with the article is. Like, I don't think, because of the type of article it is, I don't know if anybody would ever admit to it, but like it's a hit piece article with the goal of destroying the organization. That's what I've said. And I think the article does that pretty well based on all the responses and all the heat and everybody's taking. But like if you wanted to write an article the same type with the same facts, but you also wanted to, like be more positive, I guess, about the environment or the organization, then you'd probably include some good things, right? Like here's some creators that haven't, there are some creators that haven't been able to make it, or like these people are able to create content now full time, or other people didn't have access to or opportunities to this. Here's some DEI creators or whatever. I don't know, whatever. Like there are good things you could write, but every single major claim in this article is a negative claim. I don't think there was a single good statement at all about chorus in here. Every single statement was negative. So, I mean, like, and then you're starting to name creators and all of it associated with this thing that you're reporting in a heavily negative manner on. The implication from the article that anybody would take away after reading it, especially when you're making comparisons to Tenet Media, right, which is an illegal shell corp taking money from Russia to funnel it through to right-wing creators, the takeaway is that it just shouldn't exist, which is the one person that she quoted who had a prescription, that Spahar person, said as much, where they said that what we need is for people to invest in independent media. And that doesn't necessarily mean investing in a consulting group that is going to become a middleman for independent media. So like, we should just get rid of all these people and do super chats is basically that's the takeaway.
Yeah.
Like I didn't hear a single suggestion in here relating to laws,
also. Yeah.
like changing like transparency laws or campaign. I didn't hear any of that in here.
Well, yeah, because she doesn't care. So she would like the law to change. However, that wasn't the point of the article. The point of the article was core shouldn't exist because they are existing currently as a company that is not having their own policy that she doesn't care that they're doing the legally what's legally required of them. She wants an extra thing, which would be disclosure. So she's fully fine.
Sure. Although even what you said was more generous than what she said, because I think she quoted two different people who said the legal aspect was murky at best. So she even seemed to challenge it on the legal thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Because when so in our call here, she made it sound like her quoting that guy about the FEC filing stuff. She made that sound like it was a bad thing, like they were avoiding some legal requirement. But when she spoke to me, she made it sound more neutral. But that's not.
She's talking about like the legal mercury. So I think what she's trying to get at is what she was getting at throughout the conversation was, because the FEC is asleep at the wheel. Or were you saying that? Or was she saying the FEC is asleep at the wheel because she thinks the FEC should be trying to find these things or should be wanting these things to be public, but they don't because whatever reason she thinks that.
Sure, that's fine, but she didn't say that in the article.
And I agree it's unclear in the article.
It's not unclear. No, it's not unclear. The implication in the article is they're breaking the law. The quote from the Elizabeth Dubois was, "We are seeing influencers being pulled into these dark campaigns or shadow campaigns where the legal aspect is murky at best. Sometimes it is actually clear that influencers are being used to, for example, evade spending limits. I think that we need to remember that for democracy to thrive, we do need transparency around who is paying for political messages." That's the implication there is that there's a law being broken, right? Evade spending limits?
Yeah, probably,
but law, right?
but she didn't say that. So she would just always say, "Oh, you're confused."
I don't. Yeah, I just talked to her. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with that. Obviously, she would say that, but the implication is that. Well, yeah, of course. Obviously, that's what she would say. Yeah, she's not going to say that. But yeah, I mean, but anybody reading it is going to say that. Yeah.
Yep, I disagree. It was just a meta. Just wanted to call all that stuff out. I think that was pretty much all I had. Yep.
Why do you think? Do you think anybody in chorus? Why do you think they wouldn't go to Wired? And then have them see the contract or whatever.
So I think for certain things, it could be that it could simply be that even if they show the contract, it wouldn't disagree with anything in the article. It would just be, hey, we're not disclosing because we don't legally have to, and then they would just say, okay, yeah, we never said you this, and then that's it. Because from what Taylor was saying, and from what I understand, it's possible the article doesn't actually say anything wrong. It's just all the implications.
Yeah, like the funnel and loop-in thing.
Which is bad, but then there would never be corrections on the article.
Yeah.
Because, exactly.
The funnel looped-in thing, especially when she uses looped-in in the next sentence, I think is really crazy. Yep. And then she almost talked about it in our conversation and then wanted to move on from it because I think it was pretty obvious that...
Yeah. But she just talks around it, and it would be the same, in theory, with the actual publication. Mm-hmm. With Wired. Yeah, because I don't know, she literally said, "Trust me, bro," which isn't really like, "Trust me, bro," because the outlet that I'm publishing with has journalistic standards, etc. But it's possible that there isn't anything technically wrong with what is in the article, but the implications obviously leave a lot to be desired. But if people are taking an implication, it's not because she said it, it's because they're confused, not that she was unclear. So that's just all she would ever say for anything that you're saying. Oh, well, but you kind of said legally murky. Oh, well, that's not what I meant. You're confused. And that's it. Just pretty slimy to me. You know?
Pretty well. Oh, yeah.
Is she a secret Republican, do you think?
No, isn't she like a lefty?
Maybe. They might as well all be secret Republicans. You know what I mean?
No, because they'd never support Trump. They'll just cheer when he gets elected because it means the Democrats lost.
That's basically supporting, you know? I know what you mean.
No.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I had. Thanks for having me on. Yep.
Yeah, hello, everybody. What do you think that they should publish the contract?
Should they? I don't know if they should. I don't know if they have to. I think they could, and it would certainly, you know.
I wonder if it would. I wonder if it would help at all.
Get rid of all the unclearness about it, but I don't know if they would. I don't know if they have to. I don't know.
Well, They don't have to. I just wonder if they should.
Well, because from our point of view, and I agree with you that don't unilaterally just disarm on this stuff. If they're going to take money, dark money secretly, whatever we should do. If
Well,
I mean the reality is, even if they are, then the solution is okay. Now everybody knows what's in there. If anybody wants to go to chorus, then they know, hey, chorus doesn't make you disclose what you do. If you're okay with that, sign on. If you're not, don't. And then that's it. And that's fine if that's just what comes out of this.
Did you ever watch the Daily Wire fight with Steven Crowder?
Yeah, a little bit.
I had a lot of respect for Jeremy Boring. He came out and he just dumped the whole initial contract and he went through line by line. Now that was an exceptional case, of course. I don't know if that helped them or hurt them. I think that Steven Crowder got hurt in other ways throughout all of that, but
yeah, I mean, it definitely would be good if they did it. If they're completely in the clear, then it would be good for them to do it. But even if they are entirely in the clear, I don't know if they should. I mean,
I don't like the idea of if somebody attacks somebody on this, you have to now just start publicly publishing all of your contracts. Just seems a lot.
Especially because Taylor, I don't know if she would necessarily think exactly it's like, about because they're taking money from Israel related stuff or whatever, but certainly there's a very easy reason that you wouldn't want to be entirely open about that. And I think you said it before on stream. The reason you wouldn't want to be entirely open is because it just opens you up to attack. So if everything was entirely open and disclosed and all the funding sources and everything, all that would mean would be, okay, for the past 6 months, we would have been hearing lefties talking about, don't listen to any chorus people because 630 Fund takes money from APAC related, and that's it.
Well, I mean, we don't even have to imagine that, right? Look at what's happening with Progressive Victory and how stupid. Like Hasan and Bad Empanada accusing Lycan of being APAC funded.
The big Zionist.
Are you serious? Like, it's a joke.
Is Frogan a Zionist? Is Valkyrie and Saikuno, are they Zionists?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
And that's the thing that bothers me the most is that, like, I do feel like sunlight is a good disinfectant, but nobody actually uses any sunlight. They just like put it from one closet into another. And then instead of it being a, people sometimes will get like a whole puzzle board, spilled out in front of them. They're like, oh my God, I can put together the whole puzzle. But I feel like most people are just excited to grab, 9 or 15 pieces and then go build their own image out of whatever. And the more puzzle pieces you drop, the more of an image that they can kind of construct, which is, I think, what they're looking for. Like, if they, my prediction would be if Chorus releases all the contracts, nobody on the left is going to congratulate them. They'll just start to pick and chew and look for the worst. Like, why don't you release every single person that you've ever hired, or every single person you've ever approached, or every single, and it's like, Jesus Christ, And then, that's just,
It's when you're building a Lego set with your little brother and you're trying to follow the instructions and put together the thing, and your little brother's just trying to chew on the pieces.
Sure.
That's it.
I guess, yeah.
But yeah. Anything else?
Shut the fuck up. That's smiling, you fucking piece of shit.
I had to. You gotta. I had to. All right. See you, man.
Okay, I love you.
Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.
Fuck that guy. What a convo. QAnon cult leader, Queen of Canada, Romana, Didulo live streaming her arrest as an RCMP tactical team raids her compound. Jesus. Hold on.
It says, you're under arrest. We have a warrant. They have a warrant for what? What kind of warrant do they have? Do they have a arrest warrant? What kind of warrant do they have? We have multiple types of warrant. That's okay. That's okay.
If she published the contracts, what would you be looking for in there that would make you agree or disagree with her article? Well, I already said it. I listed my big issues. I don't know what this secret clause looked like or the mandating about extensive secrecy around payment disclosure. My guess is, like, I could probably construct clauses that actually make every single thing in her article technically true, but just so against the spirit of whatever. So, for instance, it wouldn't be unheard of in a contract to say that you are not allowed to disclose terms of your contract, meaning specific dollar amounts. And so you could say, yeah, you're hired by us, you're getting paid, but you can't disclose the terms of your contract. You're not allowed to tell other people what the specific dollar amount you're getting paid is. So like that might be part of the contract. And then Taylor might be able to say, well, see, look, that's extensive secrecy around payment disclosure. You can't disclose payments if you can't even say how much you're getting paid, right? So like you could maybe argue that. Or saying that the chorus contract restricted signees from doing certain political content. You might be able to say, well, they said that they can't reach out to people from the newsroom after after events. That's like political content and setting up their own political content. So you're restricted from doing that, which is like technically true, but like not really, creators not being allowed to acknowledge the existence of the program. It could say that like, well, if you need permission, if you need written consent before doing it, they could theoretically say no. So that means you're not necessarily allowed to acknowledge. That could be technically true. That you're not allowed to acknowledge receiving payments from again, maybe if you're saying not the exact dollar amount, that could be technically true. Being prohibited from organizing independently their own lawmaker engagements. Well, it's not independent if you have to inform them about it. Like that could be technically true. Like all of these could be like technically true things, but they're just like, they're just not, but it's like, obviously it's missing the point, right? Like he didn't get explicit consent from his wife when he had sex with her yesterday. And it's like, well, that might be true, but it's like they're married. They fucked, 10,000 times. He doesn't like you can say a lot of things that like might be technically true, but taken together, the facts point you in a direction that isn't necessarily true, There's a name for this epistemically. I wish I could remember the name for this. Like every underlying fact can be true, but the emergent truth or whatever from it could be false, right? It could be wrong, Like this guy yesterday that came in, you could have just seen how fucking weird this dude looked. Like he had one eye, one leg, and he was short as fuck. And then say you see a guy tomorrow and the guy comes in and is like, look, this dude is fucking crazy. It's like, that's not the guy from yesterday. What, did he grow an extra eye leg? It's like, what do you mean? Well, look, he's got 2 eyes and he's got 2 legs. What are you talking about? It's like, well, yeah, he also has 1 eye and 1 leg, right? And it's like, I mean, yeah, I guess. But I mean, like, but I didn't say he had only 1 eye. I didn't say he had only 1 leg, did I? Okay, well, I guess not technically. Oh, so there you go. So you're wrong. So you lied. You're being bad faith. It's like, okay, gee, fuck me, Like it's technically true, but it's like, it's not really. It's not really. I follow this super closely. If we assume Lorenz is being fully accurate and honest in her portrayal, is there anything to be really upset about? I mean, the idea that a secret group is funding a bunch of content creators and then giving them content direction that you don't know about, I could understand people feeling a little bit uncomfortable with that. Like fairly so, I think. But I think that like the big issue, the big takeaway should be that there probably needs to be better regulations in this whole industry, period, because nobody is making the types of disclosures that she's hoping for. Wow, Janavik, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. Also, I think that when people get caught in a lie and they retreat to a different excuse, I think that this is the retreating from one excuse to the next. I think severely undermines the credibility of the person making the claim, right? Like, why didn't you come to my house yesterday? I didn't go to your house yesterday because my dad borrowed my car. I didn't have my car. It's like, I had a camera set up in your parking lot. You had your car there. True. I had a business meeting. It's like, well, why did you lie about the first thing? So no, hold on. That sounds like it's not true then, right? The idea that like you can't publish the contracts because of top secret watermarks, that's standard practice. I've never in my life heard of that. I'm sure there are some crazy orgs or maybe like government CIA people that like watermark individual contract, maybe for top. I don't know. I'm sure maybe some orgs are going to snap, but like my guess is these were fucking boilerplates. They got shipped out. Also, you can just retype the contract in another PDF. I found that wholly unconvincing, especially if you've been given 5, 6, 7, a few contracts to look at. Like if there's similar language between 3+, you can probably assume it's going to be in more. You can reprint these parts and be pretty confident that nobody's going to be caught on this, you know? What? Hello. Based alert. Blowing up drug dealers is good. Here's you in a poppy field protecting the CIA-ran Afghan heroin trade. Disclaimer, I don't actually know if this is the same guy, but the point stands. Based? Did you register the amount of backhanded compliments she gave you? You mean backhanded insults or I don't think she gave me any backhanded compliments, but... Why does she think you're part of a pack? Oh, because she's talking to all the lefties and has probably seen all that about me, right? Probably because she just watched Hasan say it. Uh-oh, what is this?
Being a slave to his audience.
Yeah.
Hasan being a slave to his audience.
Yeah.
Is this kind of like a big sister moment, like tough love, or are you guys actually beefing?
No, we're actually beefing. I think he treats his own uncle like shit, and it pisses me off. I love Jank, and he's such a kind-hearted, good person who's given Haas opportunities, which led to his career being what it is today.
Right.
The way that he trashes his own uncle is like not being pure enough. Like it was pretty infuriating to me. And I think he does do it because he is afraid of his audience. His audience consists of that faction of the left that I was talking about, where you have to be 100% pure. If you don't fully accept birthing person terminology, then you must be anti-trans. Like,
to be clear, Anna has no idea what Hasan's audience is like. That is a super wokey signaling issue that Hasan's audience does not give a fuck about. You guys putting true in chat are totally wrong. Hasan's messaging is way more on that Marxist-Leninist shit today. Anna's just conflating Hasan with every other progressive wokey that's bullied her online, because to a lot of people, I guess nobody just understands how any of these political groups work. Like, Hasan is not part of the group ever that's virtue signaling on the birthing person thing. She's just confusing Hasan with every other far left wokey.
that's the group we're talking. By the way, sometimes Haas slips.
Sure.
And
he's streaming all the time. You're gonna slip.
Yeah, but what I mean by slips is he'll slip about like, oh, these leftist purity chirpers, right? And
so
it's
he'll
like,
say something that you agree with.
100%. Yeah. So it's
Oh my God. I don't understand all these people. Or maybe, is this all a game? I can't tell if it's like, this is showmanship. He's not slipping. She thinks he's slipping, but that's not him slipping. He just doesn't care about the social issues. He cares about the class stuff.
like, whatever. I don't know. I have
To be fair, I don't expect actually any of these people to spend as much time watching this as I do. We have the privilege of, like, since we exist in this space, we can consume a ton of their content. So
less respect for people who are caught in this like doom loop of audience capture.
Right.
You like either you tell the truth or you don't. You either share what you actually think or you don't.
Yeah.
And the idea of throwing family under the bus to appease that mob, like, I don't know. I have this thing with loyalty, which is either healthy or unhealthy. I don't know. I don't care, but it is what it is. And especially when it comes to family, especially when it comes to someone who has helped me in some way, either in building my career or helped me in some other way, I'm not going to turn my back on them the second it becomes uncomfortable.
Damn. Here, have this guy. One sec. We love our A-boy.
The video that Aiden wanted me to watch. It is a video about earned wage access. I kind of know what's in this video. First of all, because I think we discussed earned wage access apps from Walmart over a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago on Marketing Monday. But then also Aiden described this video to me on the Patreon of Lemonade Stand. He basically described beat by beat the video. It's gonna come out on Monday. I think there's something I can learn since he didn't have any graphs with him.
These days, when Renita is short on cash, she's been using Earnin, one of these new banking apps that call themselves Earned Wage Access.
I can get you up to $500 of your future money now.
I just partnered up with Dave.
They've got ads with celebs.
Is this a general?
Wait, is this the Klarna thing or is this a different thing? I didn't have my speaker thing on. This is one day ago. Oh, different. Another one. Another one.
Rule of thumb: if there's like a
Zoomer
teddy bear
payday
telling you how
loans?
you're gonna make money, don't trust it. That's a good basic rule of thumb. When a teddy bear or Jason Derulo tells you there's a great way to make money,
Jason Derulo.
Cost of living has skyrocketed across the country.
2/3 of Americans live paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck.
bro. If you guys don't know, these apps let you get your paycheck early, usually with a fee. I mean, we're spoiling a little bit, but that's what they do. But the idea that like people are living paycheck to paycheck. So the way we save them is letting them get their paychecks in between their paychecks. The reason they're living paycheck to paycheck is because their total wages for the year don't add up to the cost of things. It's not the timing. It's not a problem with like, I don't have it on this day. The problem is that they're not paid overall enough.
This is a industry that's backed by billionaires like Larry Ellison.
They're not paid overall enough.
This is
Farha?
a industry that's backed by billionaires like Larry Ellison and Mark Andreessen to
God, I hate this guy.
make profits off people who are struggling.
Today,
How is this different from payday loans is a great question. And the answer is, is that it's named differently. How is buy now, pay later different than debt, different than credit cards?
You spin the little wheel and then you choose to transfer out.
wait, what's that?
Yeah, it says what you think is fair. So they're asking for a tip.
Do you ever?
No, I do not.
Dude, asking for a tip is so funny. You know, even in the most egregious tips in real life, there's at least a human there to spin the iPad around. But the idea that they're going to ask somebody to tip remotely for a payday loan service, the idea that you're so desperate for money now that you're going to be pulling from your future paycheck and that you're going to tip them for that is just awesome. It's just awesome, dude.
Surely nobody tips their banking app, right? But the data shows that the apps receive tips 73% of the time. This is because
You know what it gives vibes of? You know what it gives vibes of? Oh, fuck. After he beats them all up.
You understand? I expect a 5-star. Give me
Wait, does he ask for a tip or just the 5-star rating?
your left hand. I expect a 5-star rating. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Not for me though. For who?
For Amy.
That's right. For who?
For Amy.
For who?
For Amy. Ah!
Oh, and he gets a tip, see?
they're very manipulative.
Dark
Jesus.
pattern.
At one point, Earnin made you
Everyone's saying WTF, but it's like they make it so it's a default. The tip is a default, and you're like hitting next or whatever,
Yeah.
and then it just pulls it through.
And the Dave app messes with your emotions, telling you your tip is going towards helping hungry children.
That's crazy.
As you decrease the tip amount, you make the little animated child sad by taking
To be fair, they do this kind of even on they even do this on like fuck. Oh, can I read this? On Uber Eats, I think, right? where when you go to tip, I have to do the medium one at least, because all the other ones, the lower ones sound like shit. What is it like? The one is like, you're my hero, and then it's like the one below is like, good job, I guess, and then the one below is like, fucking, why don't you just fucking rape me when I come to your door? You hate me. You hate me. Fuck. Am I able to do this without? Hold on. I just want to see if I can read these. Without having to actually order. Or is it going to make me order first? Go to checkout. No thanks. Oh, wow. How's life? Okay, I have like DMs and emails to catch up on, so. Prepare to be bored. What the fuck is this? Oh, I don't know. Okay. New Brad Taste apology. Oh, he messaged me. We might chat today. I have no idea what we would possibly chat about, but I tried cocaine for the first time in my life, like 2 nights ago. I'm gonna be honest, I got nothing out of it. I didn't have my Vyvanse that day or anything. I'm guessing I just didn't do enough of it. I did like 3 kind of small lines because I didn't know much in terms of how much I wanted to die or not. And I spent the next hour and a half with the most disgusting. It tasted like MDMA, like just dripping into the back of my throat. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, imagine like old blood coated copper pennies that are ground up and then fed to you. Ugh. I don't know if the ADHD thing and the fact that I'm on Vyvanse means I like would naturally have like a higher tolerance to cocaine, so I need to do a little bit more or something. I don't know, but were you drinking it all? I had like a few mixed drinks, so maybe, but feels like a waste of an experience. I don't know. Gotta boof it. True. Ugh. Okay, you're watching this while I speedrun my DMs. Go like.
Bad Empanada is a known doxer and harasser. If you go on his Twitter account at any time, you could see him doxing people. He's probably the most famous for being the one who claimed he called CPS on Ethan and Gila. He's constantly encouraged and defended people doing it. He literally opened up a CPS merch line because he thinks it's so funny.
We've got a hat. I did CPS, the CPS logo with the 2 skulls, of course, 2 skulls. Not a reference to anything in particular.
He knowingly defames people. In my last video, I pointed out that Bad Empanada constantly claims that Lonerbox's dad was part of a militia group that killed a bunch of civilians. No evidence for it. His response is to give the most forced laugh I've ever heard. And then he just doubles down on everything he made up.
He complains that I called Lonerbox, that I said that Lonerbox's dad participated in the Sal Ranchitilla massacre, which he absolutely did, by the way. Lonerbox has never disproven this until he disproves that it's true.
So I guess I shouldn't be surprised that when my dox gets found, Bad Empanada immediately posted everywhere. Uploads a video blasting my name, my bride's name, the address of her wedding, all over the internet. It's also come out that he's swatting people, filing fake police reports, all while plugging his Patreon. So I figured if he's making money off of my dox, I should too. So thank you, Exter, for helping me cope. Do you have a big fat bulky wallet that's worn and beat down like this? Is your friend or family member living with the same burdens in life? Well, not anymore, because Exker is making the smartest wallets in the game. I've been using Exker for about a month now, and this thing is slick. You got this high quality leather, a place to put a picture or some cash, and at the click of a button, you got access to all your cards. It never gets old. I haven't lost my wallet the entire time because I've been using the Esker Finder card. It's literally shaped like a credit card. It fits seamlessly into my wallet, and like all great wallets, it comes in a variety of different colors and designs. So no matter who you are, you can find the one that suits you. Exter also sent me this travel pack vacuum kit. This little thing's the vacuum. I have this big pile of clothes. I squeezed all of these clothes in. It barely zips up. The vacuum attaches here and boom, it's like 25% of the size. It will fit much better in your suitcase or backpack. From wallets and key cases to backpacks and card trackers, Exter does it all in a stylish and convenient way. So make sure you use code WillyMaxShow at partner.exter.com/WillyMaxShow 2025 to get up to 42% off your order.
42%!
Thank you, Exter, for sponsoring this video. So where were we? Oh yeah, Bad Empanada fabricating entire background stories about me and my wife.
A certain slop tuber who does nothing but make videos in which he attacks pro-Palestinian people and de facto, as a result of that, helps to further Israel's genocide in Gaza, has been outed as having been honeypotted by Israel. Israel is literally assigning slop tubers government-assigned Israeli wives.
Man, Mossad's really good at their job, because me and my girl started dating 8 years ago when I was still a nobody on YouTube.
So the slop tuber in question is Willie Mack Show. He's son.
Notice how Willie Mack didn't actually deny the accusation that he got honeypotted. Israel could be planting future seeds. Maybe the only reason Willie Mack made it as a YouTuber is because this honeypot was successful. So Israel boosted his channel. Just saying.
Making pro-Israel content constantly, is suddenly making nothing but videos attacking pro-Palestine people.
I covered Hasan before all this. It just turns out a war starting in the Middle East didn't make him any better at covering the news. So guess what? I was able to make more YouTube videos. He never addresses my actual points. It's just character assassinations for why I should be doxxed. Bad Empanada then doxes another YouTuber with the justification that he's a Nazi and that it's for journalistic interest. And then he says that's why it's important to dox me and my wife because she's Israeli.
You're actually allowed to reveal personal information about people, especially their real names, if it's within journalistic interest. You know, if there is journalistic reason for doing so. And exposing a clear conflict of interest in this guy's content and his personal life is journalistic interest. It's why, for example, I can tell you that the YouTuber Zoomer Historian, a neo-Nazi history YouTuber, is this guy. I can tell you this because it is within journalistic interest to do so, even though he did not release his information himself publicly. Just like how I can tell you that Willie Mack Show is William McConville, and he is getting married to a Yale. Now, I am not going to give you the full name of the person he's getting.
He does. He scrolls down and up and does it.
Married to.
He literally just scrolled down and showed her full name. I reported the video and he added this little blur, but it still doesn't cover her name.
She is Israeli and she was assigned to him by the Israeli government. They've taken down this page, but as you can see, it is freely available on Google. They, for some reason, as the guy who is a public figure, decided to just publicly announce in public his wedding.
How is this allowed on YouTube? He does this thing where he constantly tries to justify his reason for doxing me. He's like Ethan doxed Denim when he sued them.
This guy has no right to complain about revealing his real name to be doxing. Because Willie Mack Show went on the H3 podcast, which is a podcast that frequently doxes people. In Ethan's recent video...
Sorry, just as a quick thing, before we finish this. So Chud Logic has apparently taken a stand very bravely against Willie Mack. Thank God. And it's funny because you can see, like the usual suspects and his chat over it. And you've got Augie over there. A lot of these names are from Driscoll's chat, but you have the man himself is over there. You know, all of them are supporting each other, giving each other big pats on the back. My last DMs with Willie Mack were on July 24th. I just messaged him to tell him that, to make sure that he knew that his wife and wedding were being doxxed. That's the last time I've talked to him, and I don't really talk to him. And then before that, like March 10th was the last time I spoke with him. Which I think had to do with the whatever interview video we did. But I only bring that up because I see I've been out of town. I've been unplugged for the past 2 days, so I don't know what's been going on. So I just am following up on like DMs that people are sending me. But apparently, Jessica was trying to say, dude, I'm just realizing Willie Mack is almost certainly in Destiny's DMs. Where's the proof, Destiny? You have the proof, right? Destiny, you're not just like a son. I don't talk to Willie Mack about any of his videos or any of the shit that he does. I don't know why or where this idea comes from, other than all of these people have the same stance that because they're trying to control everything behind the scenes, I must be trying to control everything behind the scenes. But I'm very open, okay? I'm like Donald Trump right now, okay? I'm very open about everything I do right now. You can see everything I do. People are not happy with it. Well, here it is.
Video talking about his lawsuit against 3 young women. He included unredacted legal filings that he made that include their real names and their real locations.
That's just how legal filings work.
Here's a video clip of Ethan Klein doxing a random Instagram commenter on his show. Ethan goes through the guy's Instagram, brings up pictures of his family members.
Commenter commented from their Instagram account with their full name talking trash to Ethan and had loads of pictures of them and their family on it. I didn't get sued. I didn't comment on your video with my full name. At the end of the day, my crimes are marrying a Jew and going on a podcast. He's nonstop lying about me and my wife, saying she was in the IDF. His fans are saying she murdered babies. He's saying propagandists should die as he's calling me a paid propagandist. They're saying we're valid targets. He posted a photo of what he thinks is my wife in the IDF, but they're actually just pictures of random teenage girls. I asked my wife what...
Come on, like you and Willie Mack don't talk at the alumni meetings? He is just barely there. You don't get into the alumni meetings until a year after you've been married to a Jew. So his wife's been in the meetings. I guess it's possible his wife tells him stuff that comes from the meetings, though you're not supposed to leak. But no, he won't be fully, what's not indicted, inducted into the chat for like 360 or whatever days.
This was, and she thinks it's the Israeli Girl Scouts, so he's just posting little girls on Twitter. My wife didn't serve in the IDF. She came over here at 3 years old. On top of it, he doesn't even know her politics on that situation. He's just being racist. But the worst thing he did was post the date and address of her wedding the week before it took place. He does it multiple times throughout the video, showing an archived page of our site, because we did take it down to try and hide it. But nope, there it is. The time, the date, the address.
Yale and William McConville are getting married very soon. Yale, who is Israeli and Israeli government-provided wife.
So now our wedding is being messed with, and they are wasting the time of our venue, the hotel, and 2 police stations. It's costing me thousands of extra dollars in insurance and potentially closing down the entire building, and my bride is coming up to me and asking me if we're about to be double homicided at her wedding. I'm like, no, baby, these people don't leave their mom's basements, but she sees the news. She saw 2 low-level staffers at the Israeli embassy get shot and killed. She's worried. So I'm being told by the police that I should go online and at the Israeli embassy get shot and killed. She's worried. So
Wait, is that... Wait, were there 2 more people killed, or were there... I thought the 2 Jewish people that got killed were coming out of like a museum or whatever. Was it an embassy? I thought that was a museum. Hold on, let me just double check on that. 2 Jewish staffers killed USA outside of the Capitol Jewish Museum at Washington, D.C. on May 21st. Okay.
So I'm being told by the police that I should double staffers at the Israeli embassy, mom's basements, but she sees the news. She saw 2 low-level staffers at the Israeli embassy get shot and killed. She's worried.
Okay. The only reason I say that is 'cause I feel like it's a bit more spooky. It's not like the guy went and shot up the embassy. Pretty sure he was just killing people coming out of the museum, which is really weird. I don't know why I'm laughing. That's not funny. That's kind of fucked. But
so I'm being told by the police that I should go online and see if there's any direct threats. And I see a video made by a guy who hates me, showing all of my information and giving a hypothetical where I'm a valid target because Destiny's a hypocrite.
Stevie said anything involving this bad empanada guy or anyone that supports him is justifiable ammo. Anything is justified against bad empanada and anyone that supports him. Let's apply those standards. Why are we saying this about bad empanada? Well, it appears to be because bad empanada doxed Willie Mack's wife. So would Destiny be saying that those who dox people, those who make calls to violence...
Just so you know, right, if you're not autistic, you can tell, like, all of this is, like, fun and games to them, right? I'm only saying this because it's annoying because when they go outside of the community, whenever they use words like gisticle, all of them will like, doxing is horrible, and blah, blah, blah. But, like, when they're talking about it, it's, like, giggly and funny and, like, laughing and, like, oh, so you're saying it's okay, haha, right? Because it's all, like, because they all already do this shit and they know it, right? And they're just relying on random audiences on the peripheral to not be aware of it. But again, there's a reason why there's so much exchange between the people on Kiwi Farms, between all these unhinged Discord servers, between all of these different communities, between all the people that are doxing, and why all of it, until recently, was all happening on just one side. They know it. They're all aware of it.
Violence or allusions to violence.
And the only defense that they can have is this pushback. Like, show me in my community, where is the dox posted exactly? Show me in my Discord server. Where is it? I don't have any connections then. Where? And it's like, okay, all right, Chief.
Should be fair game, and all of their supporters, all the personalities that back them up, all the chatters that back him up.
This is essentially a Destiny snark community. This guy's narrative for the past 6 months is that I'm covering for Destiny despite me making 2 of the most in-depth videos criticizing him. Their evidence behind this is I said Destiny is better at covering the news than Hasan and Vosh, which is somebody who has made videos on all 3 of these people. I think that's objectively true, but I digress. But most importantly, it's that when these 2 do something stupid, I make fun of them back. The truth is, Bad Empanada did not originate my docs.
Okay. Apparently this was in response to that video too. Oh, this is from Spicy Chat. It's hard to keep the chat separate sometimes because it's all the same fucking people. Dude, this is crazy. Willie's just lying. There's no way he's this retarded. This is retarded. This retarded never bothered unlisting his wedding site, but notice how no one posted it here. I think I already showed on stream, but they were literally posting pictures of Willie and his wife in pictures together. But maybe they didn't post the actual exact URL to the wedding site, but like this is like the game they play, you know? Calling his new wife fat? His wife isn't even like a content creator. But like what, it's just like so unhinged and crazy. Like what the fuck? Jesus. Oh, here's our good friend Gisticle. Oof. How do you feel if you're in Gisticle's Discord and he types more in Spicy Chat than he does in his Discord server? He's trying to milk you guys for the last of your patron money. Oof. I don't know how you could cover Keffels, condemn them sufficiently, and leave out the blatant lying Keffels did in attributing her harassment. Brother, ... Destiny Snark is based. Snark is based. Yeah, guys, we should all just pretend all these disgusting rats are perfect. No, we laugh at their insane behavior. Like, that's the only 2 options. You either have to say we're all perfect, or you have to stalk and dox and obsess over every single possible thing relating to, I guess, every bit of everybody's personal lives on my end of things. He will get away with this too, although I hope not. Ethan fans are unhinged too. It could easily lead to him causing harassment or doxing. And that's not even counting DGG. Jesus Christ. Fuck Willie. I'm still confused. I love the history rewriting. I'm still confused as to why Willie gets any respect whatsoever. What's he done? Some shit videos on Hasan? In before the I never liked him anyway. I'm not sure if I want to wait and respond to this Willie video. He just lies and says Queemans and this community has been dropping mass docs. Literally didn't check a single fact the entire time. Oh, this is in Gisticle's Discord server probably? I don't think this Kelly Jean is the real Kelly Jean. The only doxer we had here was a Darius chatter, and it was a super personal, retarded drama between 2 ex-lovers. This is so dumb. I hate that Destiny's Trump tactic is working. Ah! Driscoll, did you see Willie calling Augie a doxer and defending Destiny? Saw most of the video. It is very pathetic. Ooh, 55. Oh my God. My secret agent's doing work. Like A dozen different complete lies about me and one of my friends?
He maliciously spread it everywhere, but my docs originated on a niche forum by this guy's unhinged viewers. So when I see this clip, it's obviously a dog whistle to fuck with me. He literally gets a donation that says, I understand what we must do. Wink, wink.
Anything is justifiable against Destiny and the people who support him. No?
Like, again, this is just like the Israel-Palestine shit. When Israel does some shit, people are like, you know that, like, you guys are gonna get attacked now by terrorists if you do this. Like, yeah, it's already happening. Like, you guys already do everything anyway, no matter what. Like what more? like there's nothing you can really threaten. Like, your communities are already like maximum unhinged.
Is justifiable.
Unless you guys want to put together like real life death squads and start showing up at homes.
Against Destiny and the people who support him. No? Is that not the standard? That's what he's laying out for me here. Now, I have principles. I don't think it's no bad tactics, only bad targets. That's not me.
As he's literally showing my docs.
But Destiny is very clearly laying out that those are the standards that he believes in. Those are the standards he wishes.
Just to be clear, these are not the standards I believe in. I think all this shit is insanely fucking unhinged, but I've been tired of dealing with it for 6 months with no retribution. So now we do the retribution. And if you don't like it, and if this is making you really unhinged and you really uncomfortable, and now you have people like Ryle, Kittenhouse, or whatever, deleting all their accounts because they don't like the fact that now we know he's a 3-time convicted felon or whatever, well, then stop doing it. And as soon as your side brings it down, well, then maybe I'll chill. It's like super easy. I think all this shit is super ultra fucking unhinged, but I mean, like, if this is like, it cannot be the fact that you can say, well, it's not posted to my server directly, but there's every single person has accounts on like all the different sites, and all of you guys are friends with each other, and all of it gets posted, and all the information just happens to wind up in some kind of form across all the different platforms. As long as that happens, well, then fine, fuck it. If you want to play stupid, that's fine. I'm not gonna play stupid. I'll just be upfront about it. And if you want to get mad about that, then fine. But hey, as soon as you stop,
is to be enforced. Is if you're a doxer, if you call for violence.
Also, what does the Destiny standard have to do with Willie Mack's show? It is, I don't even know why, actually. Maybe because these people are bored. I don't know why these people hate me so much. I don't even want to be a part of their community. I just do politics, okay? 2024 onwards, I just want to cover politics. That's it. Maybe it's for the views, or maybe they're bored. I don't know. But if you have to either say I'm like fully 1 trillion, quadrillion % a super rapist, or you're 1 trillion % pro Destiny rape, and you're a new Ghislaine Maxwell rape enabler. Like, that's it. There's no in between. So that's like that's just the MO for this crowd. So anything that I say, if you're another person on the internet and you're not like affirming 1 million % that I'm a rapist, then you're in the same exact camp as me. It's just fucking retarded.
Those are the standards he wishes to be enforced. Is if you're a doxer, if you call for violence, anything is justifiable against you supporters.
Order taken.
Okay, that's not what I'm saying, Max, actually. I just explicitly said otherwise, actually, Max.
He's got a shit-eating grin on his face. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, nice! Oh, I gotta be careful before I comment ahead of time, because I gave Willie the full script for his video, and I just remembered I pulled that from the script. My bad, Willie. I didn't mean to out you there, buddy. My bad. I guess there is a lot more information going between the Jalumni chat directly to Willie than I thought. No, but I'm glad that he catches it, right? This is like there are ways that people talk about things where you can tell how they really feel about things. And, you know, when somebody logs in and they're like, guys, like, I feel like things are just really weird right now. Like, I feel like people are doxing me. Like, I don't know. I'm going to take a little break and figure out what's going on. Like, that's one thing. But when somebody's like, guys, they think that, guys, they're doxing everybody. And, well, if you're going to be doxing, then, well, maybe we're going to dox. Like, come on, bro.
He's got a shit-eating grin on his face. He knows what he's doing. This then gets retweeted by his friend J-Stock, who pushed the exact same narratives about me. I'm obviously very unhappy about this. It's affecting my real life. But instead of anyone actually acknowledging this, they do what Bad Empanada did and try to hypocrisy hunt to justify their actions. They're like, why aren't you mad at Destiny? He quote-tweeted your docs too.
Why aren't you mad at Destiny himself?
Destiny is defending my already viral docs that's already in the hands of all the people who...
Do you see how that works? This is one of the reasons why it's so hard to talk about it, and I can't just openly be like, oh, hey, on KF, XYZ, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever docs was posted, right? Because anytime the docs is involved too, it's like difficult to even talk about it or around it without bringing more attention to it, which is one of the things that they kind of thrive on, because you can't be as open about it because now you're also publicizing the docs, you know? But I'm sorry, Willie. I don't know if this fucked Willie or not. Oh, I guess maybe he sounds like it doesn't fuck him too, but now I don't care. Now I just like, fuck it. If you're docs, you're docs. I'm not going to let that slow me down and outing these fucking weirdos.
Destiny himself.
Destiny is defending my already viral docs that's already in the hands of all the people who hate me. We're acting like context and scale don't matter. It was actually kind of nice to see someone with a big audience who I've criticized in the past stand up for me and say this is wrong. But look at this comment. Willie refuses to acknowledge the obvious, that Destiny is the biggest proponent in spreading his docs. No, it was actually Bad Empanada who did that. Do you know how time works, proponent?
I wonder who this account is even. Wait, hold on. I haven't checked this. It might be nothing. I'm just curious. Chemo, 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 chemo. Oh, fuck. I think they deleted their... Oh, they deleted all their comments. I wonder why. Well...
in spreading his docs. No, it was actually Bad Empanada who did that. Do you know how time works? They hate Destiny so much they're ignoring the very reality we live in. That's what I don't get at all. Is he perfectly fine with his docs being—
Oh wait, what the fuck? Do these... Oh wait, just kidding. Never mind, never mind. They need to delete this one. Okay. Can I say how much I hate... I don't know how to describe this, but I guess in order to save resources, on some websites, I say on some websites, on Reddit, you know that when you scroll down, it's actually deloading a lot of what was earlier in this page, right? Like if I try to go back up, it has to reload the thing. So if I were to Control F right now and search for a name or search for something, it wouldn't show up because it's actually unloading these. See, when you go back up, it's unloading the things and it has to reload them when you scroll. Oh, it's fucking annoying. Okay, sorry.
Being spread around as long as the person who's spreading it is condemning it? At this point, my docs is already spread, the toothpaste is out of the bottle. What bothered me most in this moment was the narrative that I deserve it, or that it's part of some greater Destiny justice. If Queeman pulled up my docs and only said Bad Empanada sucks for this, I wouldn't care. It's the dog whistle call to action that's the problem. It's so obvious, yet I'm seeing respected commentator Augie call me a hypocrite because I said doxing is wrong.
This is from a month ago. Willie says, you should delete this. It's just doxing and a shit thing to do to someone whose worst crime is being annoying on the internet. So you have that situation there. So there is twice replying to JSock's docs, but then he got upset about fucking his docs being shared.
Yeah, holy shit. It's as if context matters. It's as if me calling out a tweet that already has 100,000 views doesn't add any negative effect. He pearl clutches and gives this big performance about my quote tweet.
I showed you 2 times. Here he is doing it a 3rd time. Just
who even is this guy?
a few days ago before I even did this stream, and I actually had to like tell him, I was like, dude, delete this shit, right?
But on this same stream, Augie shows the uncensored link of JStock's docs. He also replied under JStock's docs on Twitter. So what are we talking about? Are we gonna call Augie a doxer? No, because they don't actually care about this. He's just being performative to
Oh, that's Augie? That's what Augie looks like, fucking Adam Sandler from... What was the name of that movie? Big Daddy? What? What? Am I making this up? What am I thinking of? Fuck, does he have a scene with a hat here? Okay, whatever.
I was like...
He also replied under JStock's docs on Twitter. So what are we talking about? Are we gonna call Augie a doxer? No, because they don't actually care about this. He's just being performative to justify what's happening to me. Augie acts confused throughout this entire segment.
The Augie guy hates you, I think, because of the Trump firefighter comments. No, what happened with Augie and Nicholas Diorio was I think they were I don't call them super fans, but I think they were really big fans of me. And then Pixie's Rapifesto on me dropped. And so they had to pull like an Anthony Fantano with Sam Hyde, right, in order to prove how not fans of me they were ever, or how much they condemn me. They like 180'd into ultra omega anti-fans, but then they also got drafted into this weird like gistical side group, and so it like fostered and grown from there.
Literally days.
They always hated you? I don't think so. Well, Nicholas Diorio definitely didn't. I'm pretty sure I've been like in off-stream chats with him before, unless he secretly hated me and never said it. I don't know about Augie. I'm gonna be honest. Augie and Nicholas like occupy the same spot in my mind, and that I think I'm probably conflating the two a bit. But maybe Augie never was a fan. I'm not sure. Maybe it was just Diorio. I'm thinking of.
After he threw a hissy fit. Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't really make any sense to me. It's like, what the f are we talking about here? I mean, what argument are we making here? This is just crazy. It makes no sense.
I know why he's confused. It's because he never plays the original clip that made me mad in the first place. He just summarizes as they criticize Destiny, and that's why Willie's mad.
Too bothered by this, but instead he was bothered by some stuff that...
Remember, I wish I could drill this into everybody's brain. The ultimate red flag for a bad faith actor is when they can never, ever, ever give an accurate summary of why the other side feels the way they do. That's always a huge red flag, right? Like, oh, why is this guy so mad at him? Oh, I think he's mad at him because he said something mean about him. It's like, really? That's what's driving all of this? It's not nothing else? That even from their perspective, they would agree with that summary of things?
Queeman and J-Stock were saying. And basically what they were saying was it's kind of hypocritical for Destiny to get upset at, you know, Willie Mack for getting doxxed when he has a history of doxing people and is currently right now calling for their doxes, right?
So
just as a heads up, all of this is, and again, you have no power over me because I don't give a fuck about any of these people and I don't give a fuck about openly saying what I do. Yeah, I do support all of this stuff and I will continue to support it as long as your community does. Like, eat shit. This is not going to be a boogeyman thing where it's like, wait, did somebody hear that he support? Yeah, I do. And I don't give a fuck. I don't care if that makes you mad. I don't care if you get ass pain. I don't care if you want to run to other fucking loser commentary people and talk about it. The reality is that if you guys are all going to do this on your side for months and months and months, which you have, well then yeah, I'm going to start doing it too. Get fucked, get bent. I don't give a fuck. And I hope more of you fuckers delete your accounts as I find you creepy fucking weirdos, okay? But remember, this only started because this is where you wanted to go, all right? And now we're here, so welcome.
Of doxing people and is currently right now calling for their doxes, right?
So he never plays the context and then acts like the reason I'm mad is because they called Destiny a hypocrite. Nothing about my wedding or my bride. How is that possible unless you're being bad faith? I'm not even sure if Augie knows what a dog whistle is. He's like, unless Queeman pulls up Willie's docs and then says, I love doxing Willie, it's all fine.
It's not even really a point against Willie Mack. It was mainly a point against Destiny. I don't think at any point Queeman was like, yeah, and he got doxed, I love that. You know?
Like, it's so fucking stupid how childish these people act, right? Like, this is the equivalent to, fuck, I can't use Trump as an example because he's so blatant. But I mean, I can. It's like the equivalent to, like, how can you convict that guy of first-degree murder when the guy never said, I knowing the consequences of what I'm about to do, I'm going to pull the trigger on this gun fully expecting the other person to die. It's like, how can you know his state of mind? There's no way that we could ever possibly know what was going on in his head. How could you ever do this? Like,
I don't think he ever said that, right?
Bro, if you're this stupid, make life better for everybody and just quit. Destiny has recently doxed J-Stock and Queeman. His motivation
and Jessica's editor too, who's gone.
Behind this is that everyone they associate with him ends up getting doxed and harassed, so he's doing it back to them. The victims I know are Destiny's girlfriend, Dan Saltman and his family, me and my wife, Hutch and his family. Augie pulls up
Josiah, like, yeah, there's, like, and it feels bad, I can't even talk about it, because if I say it, it even sounds horrible, but yes, yeah, it's unhinged.
These employees saying she was swatted.
Like, at this point, these side communities are fucking yellow pages, okay? For everybody who's ever been associated with me. What the fuck?
I was...
My wife, Hutch and his family. Augie pulls up Destiny's employees saying she was swatted.
I was also swatted.
Oh, Kyla, yeah.
Now, why would she be saying that she was also swatted in a reply to this clip? Is she saying that J-Stock and Queeman had some part in her...
Yes! Kiwi Farms has an unhinged obsession with Kyla. They are telling people to call ICE on her to break her fucking visa shit. Yes. And Jistical and all of them know it. That's why Jistical brings his mentally ill BPD queen on stream constantly to talk about Kyla and all the other fucking crazy unhinged shit these guys do. Yes, they all know about it. There's the plausible deniability shit doesn't work here, okay? No, we're not fucking retarded. Or I'm not gonna be private about it anymore. No, you guys are fucking crazy. It's not a coincidence that all of these people just happen to be in your community. It's unhinged.
Getting swatted? Or that their communities had some part in this?
Yes, obviously, but it's all just a coincidence to Augie. Augie pulls up another example of a Destiny viewer saying they're getting threatening letters sent to their house, and Destiny's like...
Oh, not Destiny viewers. That was a member of Jessical's Discord server, actually.
I don't believe them, but even if that happened, it's still not that community's fault.
A couple months ago, because I'm a fan of Destiny in the JSUG server, someone in his community sent a letter to my home. I've moved since then. Thanks for telling us, by the way. To my house saying I defend Destiny because I want to rape my wife and my patients. I'm gonna put an X to doubt on that one. And even if it did happen, right? Who's responsible for that?
What about the guy
It was a person in Justicle's Discord server. This wasn't even from my audience. That's where this came from. That's who that guy was. He was a person in Justicle's Discord server. And then Justicle banned him from his Discord server.
Dog whistling that I'm a valid target and getting a dono saying they understand his orders.
Anything is justifiable against Destiny and the people who support him.
I don't think creators are responsible for every one of their unhinged viewers, but it is not normal for a community this small to have so much doxing coming out of it. I've made videos on communists, Nazis, misogynists, feminists, scammers, and traffickers. People with millions of followers, yet this tiny little community is where all this doxing takes place and it's just out of their hands. Dude, they're obviously feeding into it, but Augie knows nothing. He can't even recite me goofing on them accurately. J-Stalk has criticized Destiny for creating
because the problem is that those guys like Augie and them, they get all of their info directly from Juice-Stalker and everybody else, right? And of course, they're just telling them, hey, we don't know anything about this. Nothing's happening here. Like, look at my server. Look, we ban all of that. We disavow all of that. Ha 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 ha. Just to be clear, the guy that got doxed was banned by Justicle. People might think Justicle banned the doxer. Yeah, the guy that got the letter to his house was banned by Justicle from the server. Yeah.
A metaphorical rape machine, partially because he had sex with BPD girls. Then when these girls call him out for being abusive, everyone thinks they're just crazy. J-Stalk then had sex with the same BPD girl.
Everything Destiny's saying here is true.
And committed her for 72 hours. And then when she came out, welcomed her with open arms. Fuck. The funny thing is, oh no, who sent me these screenshots? I don't know if I don't have them on hand. The funny thing is, because Cherry would go through moments of, Cherry has like phases. It's like the moon, okay? She's crazy for a bit, and then she's not crazy. And when she's not crazy, she's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm crazy for a bit. There was, when she came out of confinement, she was even typing messages in Justicle's server, which is like, I know the only reason you guys are nice to me is because Justicle is literally telling you guys. And Cherry like calls it out exactly. She literally says, like, I know this is what it means when Justicle's on stream and he says, hey guys, we like Cherry. It's because he's telling you guys not to shit on me. I'm aware of that. Who sent me those DMs? Resend them. Oh. Thank you. Fuck, what was the date on these? But like, even like, and maybe they'll say, you know, retroactively, like, oh no, this is all a joke, lol, it was just joke, haha, because that's what they do with everything. But like, Cherry's even aware of like how she's being weaponized by Justicle's community. I think it's more interesting knowing he banned me as soon as I got home and still hated him. Oh, because I think Justicle didn't want to say anything bad about him as soon as she got out. It's okay. Just, I know most of you do whatever he tells you to do regarding me. Here to loop, like a good little BPD co-host. That's why he says shit like, quote, no, we like Cherry still, end quote. You've got your vague orders. Like, Cherry knows what's going on. They all know what's going on. They just pretend when they're talking to other communities that they can't possibly, you know, do any of this. So this is crazy, and you're insane, and where's the evidence to do it? Yeah.
Actually, it's not true. Actually, everything Destiny's saying here is complete bullshit. Destiny says, and to think that this was the same guy, J-Stalk Juice-Stalker, who spent the last year saying having sex with mentally ill people equals rape. Crazy, huh? No, you f***ing retard. That was never the argument that you have sex with mentally ill people